Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Creating Wealth. My name is Marjorie, and we are going to be learning from the one and only Bob Allen. Thank you so much again for coming.
Hey, Marjorie.
And today we're going to talk about what truly consists the game of real estate. What is it truly like? So I know that most people are worried about their financial situation. They think, oh no, I don't have the right credit, the right cash. What are your thoughts on that when it comes to real estate?
These are the lies that are taught to us in our school system. They're taught to us that it takes money to make money. And you heard, parents by the millions have been teaching those kinds of things to their children. Do you think money grows on trees? Well, yeah, it does. As a matter of fact, there is a money tree. And the money tree is a formula that I like to use. It's MONEYTREE. And that money tree formula is based upon the acronym M, multiple streams of income. O, an outstanding real estate deal. N, little or no money down. E, employee resistant, means I don't have a lot of employees. Y, yield. I still have to earn a lot of money, even though I'm putting a little money into it. T stands for trend, whatever the trend is. And we have the trends in real estate. You have to put strategies to the right trends. R is residual streams of income. E is essential to everybody every day. And the final E is enthusiasm. So why does that formula work? Why does real estate fit that formula? No matter what you're investing in, if it's a business, it has to fit that formula. If it's real estate, it has to fit that formula. Whenever I look at a deal and somebody offers it to me and I look at it, I'm going to use that as my checklist.
That's true. The
9 points that I'm going to evaluate. And for me, it takes me just a couple of seconds because in my mind, I'm going money tree. So can I generate multiple streams of income from real estate? Yes, duh. Oh, outstanding deals. I look for highly motivated sellers who own great real estate deals that are outstanding. If it's not outstanding, I won't buy it. So I just can say no.
Why wasting your time? I mean, your time is money. So why are you doing that?
And I can buy with nothing down. E, I don't need a lot of employees. Now, as I scale up, I'll bring in a team. And the team will do things that I'm not good at doing. Got a friend of mine who does wholesaling. He calls it wholesaling.
Oh.
Because he wholesales properties. But he has a team of people in Venezuela.
Oh, wow.
And they do all the research for him. And they find the properties. They make the offers. And they just bring the deal to him. At the very end, he funds it. And they flip it. And they make some serious money.
Oh, wow.
So it's a whole team of people. He's got like 50 people on his team. And very, very inexpensive. But he's a big, big thinker. You don't go that rate. You don't bring in a lot of overhead, a lot of employees. You got people you got to pay salaries to every weekend or every 2 weeks. No, you don't want to do that. You want to start small and keep it small, frankly. Yeah. Start small and keep it all, as my friend Tom Painter says. Start small and keep it all. You're only going to scale going from a property or two a month to 10 properties or 20 a month. You'll only scale when you've made a serious decision. You want to go big. You want to scale. And very likely you will never do that. More than likely, you're going to keep it small. You'll have a few people on your team that are kind of, they're not employees. They're contractors. There'll be people that you don't have to pay a salary to. There are people who maybe you're paying them a per job deal, or maybe you're having some people they'll do a fix up for you, but they're not your employees. They made a bid to you, and therefore, when you pay the amount of money that they've done the work for you, then they're not. You don't want employees. You don't want overhead. Zero, none. You want to operate from your bedroom, from a separate bedroom in your house, from your basement. You don't even want, frankly, I don't even think you need an office. Why have $1,000, $2,000 a month going out the door in overhead? It's only when you get into the scaling part, you're going to do that. So back to the lies that people teach you about money. You can do all of this without a lot of your own money. You can be a bird dog for somebody who doesn't who doesn't have the time or the skill to find deals that you could find. You could be their bird dog and do all the work for them, find the property, even manage it for them for a piece of the action, for 20, 30, 40, 50% of the deal.
That's right.
They can even pay you a finder's fee when you find a deal like that. So you say, many of you are saying, but I can't do that because I'm not a realtor. I don't have a license. Well, most states will allow you for so many properties per year for you to be able to operate without a real estate license. Of course, there's legal requirements. You need to kind of do some research in your own state. But generally speaking, it doesn't require you to have a real estate license. You can get a fee, a finder's fee from somebody without having a legal license to buy and sell real estate. Frankly, I had a real estate license myself for about 3 years. I learned the game. I learned the ins and outs. I learned a lot of research. It was great. But I realized that I didn't really want the real estate license because a lot of times I'm dealing with sellers directly and not having properties that are listed for sale. And therefore, I dropped my license. And I didn't want the seller to think I was a real estate agent. They'll ask you, are you a real estate agent? I don't want to list my property. I want to sell it. And I could say, honestly, no, I'm not an agent. I have been, but I'm no longer a licensed real estate agent. So you don't need to have that as a credential for your business. You can be an ordinary mom and pop, and you can buy 2 to 5 properties a year and make serious money. If you want to scale it, you'll need a team. You'll need a team to do management for you. You'll need a team that you'll outsource all the fix-up work if you want to do some fix-up on it. Eventually, you might have to bring them on board onto your salary if you need to, if you're doing lots of fix-up. But generally speaking, you'd rather just outsource it to somebody else. They got all the challenges and the legal requirements for paying their employees and having health care and all that stuff. Let them worry about that. You don't want any of that. You're operating as a simple mom and pop, making serious money. You can do this.
That's true. There are no specific credentials that you need to become a real estate investor. All you need to have is your enthusiasm and your passion also for real estate, for investing, for changing your future, for building that beautiful legacy for you, for your loved ones. Also, one thing that you mentioned is that we need to start little. And it's really cool to do that because literally, if you don't have a real estate license, or if you don't have, let's say, a bachelor's degree on law or something like that, there's always that one professional that may have that you can use their help. Of course, pay whatever fee they want to charge you for their services because it's their job. But you can always find the resources that you need for closing on the deals that you have found yourself.
Absolutely. Now, a little caveat. Some people have bought real estate before and got burned.
Oh, wow.
If that's you, think about it for a minute. Why did you get burned? More than likely it's because they bought the wrong property and the wrong price and the wrong location. They didn't know what they were doing, basically. If you got burned, what did you learn from it? Hopefully you learned that you shouldn't have bought it. Why did you buy it? Well, maybe you're caught up in the frenzy of everybody buying real estate and therefore realizing you might miss out. And so you had FOMO, fear of missing out. And therefore you jumped in and you played the retail game. We don't buy retail.
No.
You never buy a property on the market. You always buy below market. And it doesn't matter what marketplace is going on. You see, most sellers who are off market, they don't even know what their property is worth. And so sometimes you can make them an offer based upon what you know is a good deal. And for them, since they've owned it for so long, they might not even know that the property's increased in value dramatically in a short period of time. They're just not experts.
Exactly.
And therefore, you make an offer and they go, whoa, that's 5 times more than I paid for it when I bought it 30 years ago. Yeah, I'll take that. And so they're happy with it. So just because you know more than the average owner knows doesn't mean that you shouldn't be looking for great deals. So if you get burned, just chalk it up to the cost of your education. okay, you got burned and it was embarrassing, you hurt your credit and you lost a bunch of down payment. That doesn't mean you shouldn't still be in the game. You have to be in the game. But this time, do it right. Just don't buy unless you can know that you're making money the second you sign your name to the contract to buy that property. That's when you know you're an investor. You're a business person. We don't speculate. Idiots speculate. We don't do that. Don't do that.
That's right. I feel like one of the strategies for everyone that is looking at starting their investing game, because we have the new year, everyone thinks about investing also. New year, new me kind of thing. One of the strategies would be to first run your numbers. Make sure that your numbers match to what your expectations are, what you're looking for your goal. And also make sure that, then again, as you always mention, find problems, but not property problems.
Right. People problems, but not property problems.
Exactly. And I feel like as 2023 comes over, we're also going to see all of these opportunities showing up. And also many people with many problems that happened during 2022 that are getting carried over into 2023. So that's a great opportunity for us to start investing as well. Now, you did mention that if we want to scale, we need to have the strategy and then a team. But once you have both of these components, the strategy and the team, what would you say that it's your last advice for us to be able to find the best deals ever?
Well, scaling, let's think about that. You're scaling by buying more than the mom and pop would buy. Let's say up to 5 properties in a year. That's scalable. And you can assemble a team who will work for you for either commission or for fees so that they don't have to be on your payroll. A realtor, for example, they can be on your payroll and they do all the work and they'll get paid unless they actually sell a property to you, and then they make a commission from that. Therefore, you don't have to have them on your payroll. You can do the same thing with an attorney. They're not on your payroll until you actually need them. You can have somebody who is a property management specialist. Well, that's their company. They manage properties. So you wouldn't be paying them until you actually own the property, and then it would come out of the rent. So you can assemble a team without having an overhead. When you go into scaling, that means you're now having a team of people who's working for you. They are, because they're more on your team.
They're more involved.
They're more involved, exactly. They're part of your overall strategy. So you're going to scale by numbers, by going from 5 to 10 or 10 to 20 or 100, You're going to scale in the number, or you're going to scale in the number of units per investment. So it might be a duplex, a fourplex, an eightplex, a 10plex, a 20, 40, 50, 100. It's a bigger asset. Exactly. So I can either scale by buying 20 single family homes, or I can scale by buying one 20 unit apartment building. I'm scaling in a different way. I could scale in a different type of real estate. I could scale into commercial real estate, which is a total different game. Sure. It's usually a more expert game. You probably should go through the residential game before you get to commercial. But hey, maybe you just go right to the commercial field. That's how you scale. Another way to scale is in distance. You're scaling all across the country. Rather than a mom and pop, you're probably going to stay within a 50-mile radius of your own house. If you start scaling in distance, you're starting to say, I want to find the best deals possible in the entire country. I don't care where they are. I want to find a team in another city. And therefore, you can once again assemble a team, a realtor in another team, an appraiser in another team, an attorney in another team, a management company in another team, a fix-up specialist in another team. All of these people can be part of your free team. They're only free until you need them. Right. When you need them, they're part of the investment to get it and to maintain it. So you scale all across the country. You're now looking for different areas in the country. So, for example, some states are really hot. Utah's hot. It's hard to find good deals in some of these hotter states. But some states are not. There's a cooler, and there are thousands of more opportunities and prices that are dramatically lower. And so, like, you go to Kansas City and you go, how could anybody sell a house for $100,000? I can't even believe it. In California, this would be $1 million. What's the matter with these people? Well, the market is different as you scale differently.
That's true.
So just start small where you are, and then you start to scale either up in units or outward in distance.
If anything, I feel like that's our good takeaway for this podcast. Then again, thank you so much, Bob. And bottom line for our audience out there, start scaling, start little, and start growing into having more and more properties. Next year, we're having so many opportunities. So pay attention to each of those opportunities, and you see how your life will be changing. We're going to see you on the next episode. Bye-bye.